Welcome back, everybody. It's the end of 2017 and it's time to do a little wrap up, our favorites or best of for 2017. I'll start off by introducing myself, Patrick Dempsey, online at sneakergrandpa.com and on Instagram at sneakergrandpa. I have here with me, as always, my OG influencer experts. I couldn't do it without them, so of course we had to do this. Had to include them and had to wait till their schedule permitted for us to do this video, so I'll let you introduce yourselves. Vivian?
Hi, my name is Vivian, and I'm 9 years old, and I've been into sneakers since I was 3.
Hi, I'm George, and I'm 6 years old, and I've been into sneakers since I was 3 or 4.
Okay, thank y'all. One thing I was going to start off by saying is that everything that we've got here, we got for retail or below retail. I know that there's a lot of people out there who pay resale, but a lot of these shoes, actually, if you wait with a little bit of patience, you can find on deep discount, 50-40% off. But it's easy to build up and get some decent shoes out there, and it's cool that some of these that at first were really hard to get later on became easier to get. So I'll just put that out there. Also, I grouped them by brand. I thought it would be easier to do. So we'll just kind of run through them. We've got a lot of stuff. I'll have to also say that I had a hard time picking one specific shoe from a brand where it sort of tended to lean more towards a model. So there's multiples of some. So I'm going to try and run through them really quickly just because there is a lot. But a lot of good stuff. I mean, for what people might say, that sneakers have gotten boring or whatever else. Actually, we've got, what did we say, how many pairs? How many boxes?
27.
27 pairs. So we'll run through them fast. I think there's a lot of them that are 2 or 3 the same pair, so I'll just talk about them at once. But, for me personally, this past year had a lot of really cool releases and things that in the past might have been hyped and sat, and there are other things that were released before and sat and didn't get anything, and this year picked up hype. So that's just kind of the way it goes with trends. So let's start first with, what do you think, Asics, girls?
Yeah.
Okay, so Asics, one model that a lot of people don't always love and gets a whole lot of hate, but for me personally, I like them a lot and really got into them this year. There were a bunch of pairs, but 2 that I picked that I really liked was the Gel My. This one from Slam Jam. This one was just a GR release. What color would y'all say that is?
Purple, kind of.
Purplish blue.
Yeah.
It's got that tube.
This one obviously has got all kinds of colors. It's even gotten the patent leather pink on there. It's got this sort of nylon ripstop material on there. Pink, purple. Vivi, are these kind of your colors? No?
It's got that tube.
The yellow on there. So this one was sort of all over the place. This one was a general release, and I think that's one of the things I really like about it is that bluish purple. I think it's technically blue, but you can see how in certain lights it looks really purple. Anyway, this model with the asymmetric lacing system like that, the cabling that goes around here, I don't know, for me it's just interesting. I like it. It's actually a really comfortable shoe. It's really, really light.
The blue ones are a little more my colors.
Yeah, you like those better?
Yeah.
But it's a light shoe for sure.
Yeah, it's not heavy at all.
No, it's not heavy, and it's actually got lots of cushioning. So
I thought
another one, go ahead.
I thought this was tube.
It kind of is. It's like a tube cabling, but it goes all the way around. It forms the last loop for the laces. So another one that we've got is the Gel DS Trainer. This one in particular was done by Woodwood, which you all have seen, right? I've got t-shirts and caps that I wear. Mm-hmm. Woodwood, based out of Copenhagen. I don't necessarily love this model, but this particular makeup of it really, really did something that I enjoyed a lot. Inspired by Dieter Rams, who was a industrial designer, has designed a lot of items that have been in our houses. Just really, really cool material choices. It's really light and it's actually comfortable. Like I said, I just haven't always liked the other colorways. So the Gel Light 3 has always been one that is sort of a staple. I mean, we all know what Ronnie Fieg did with it, and Pata and Slam Jam and other groups throughout the years, but it's kind of gotten beaten into the ground, and this year it's slowed down a little bit. And one that I like this year was from Woey. This particular one is a follow-up to their original Cabernet, which was a very, very popular and sort of grail status type shoe. This one in particular is nylon, so the materials are, it's a nylon. The rest of this, it says it's suede. It feels a little more synthetic to me. It almost feels like a nubuck or a synthetic suede. People complained about it because of the price point and, not necessarily as a follow-up to the original shoe. For me personally, this one, what do y'all think?
I like it. The Woodwood ones, they kind of look like the bacon egg ones you have.
But this one, the pink and the gray together, I don't know, something about this actually worked for me, and I think the fact that it didn't get a lot of hype, I like, so I put this one on my list.
And they always have that like tic-tac-toe symbol on the side.
I think that's pretty
the
much their
Asics
symbol.
Tiger stripes. Okay, so another one this year, and this is what I was talking about with the packs. One shoe that I feel like really made a really good comeback this year was the 1500 from New Balance. The made in UK version, the 1500, they really seem to get the shape and the detailing right. And there were a bunch of pairs I had a hard time sort of narrowing it down, but this one right here was in commemoration of the 35th anniversary of Flimby, which is the plant in the UK where they're made. Just a really, really classic colorway, gray, very basic, just kind of screams New Balance, but really well made, very wearable. It's going to stand the test of time. Another one, I don't even remember what this pack was called, but the materials in the suede on this one with the brown and the gray and this sort of, what would y'all call that, pea green? Not pea like pea. Pea like
Yeah,
food.
like pea green, kind of.
Brown leather, suede, just really, really nice. I mean, once I put that on, I was pretty amazed with that. And then the last one is what they call, I guess, the flamingo pack, I think. There were two. There was the black one also that was more black instead of white. But I don't know, this material on the toe box is great. The pink and the green, just sort of colors that you don't always see. What do y'all think of that one?
I like them.
Do you like them, Vivian?
That green is kind of like caper green. No, the other.
Oh, this one, like
yeah.
a caper green? Okay, we'll go with that. So the
They're
other one
garbage
was
green.
probably, I would say, the New Balance that got the most fanfare this year, and with good reason, was the Concepts 999, originally dubbed the Kennedy. There were some problems, I guess, evidently with that name, so now we have the Hyannis and the Cabano. The original colorway was this with the blue. It was a whole nautical theme. I think anybody into sneakers knows what these were about, but the fact that they brought them back, but they also brought them back with the Made in USA makeup, I think was really what put them over the top, because, while they had to give up on some of the material choices, in the end, I think it was a better one. The alternative was the sort of the flipped one, which may or may not have been based on original samples, but with more of the red instead of the blue. So basically you've got on the tongue, the blue, and then, things are sort of flipped. So New Balance had a really good year. I think a lot of good pairs that we're wearing. Again, these two probably 50% off or more. This one you can right now find on sale, I think on hand, and I saw it still sitting. So there's no reason to go crazy buying that stuff. And these, even though they were pretty hyped, if you go look on GOAT or StockX or somewhere, you can still find them for a decent price. So there's no reason to go running out paying crazy prices on some of this stuff. All right, so what's the brand that we hold dear to our hearts and sends us stuff quite often?
Reebok.
Reebok. All right, so Reebok had a really good year. A lot of the focus shift to the anniversary of the workout, but also the anniversary of the DMX run. So that's sort of what we have today, a little sampling.
Isn't your favorite brand Reebok?
Yeah.
Saucony?
Yeah, well, Reebok, but I tend to be more of a classic leather guy. That's sort of the shoe that I really like. And so by them putting some of this stuff out and sending us some of these shoes, it's given me a chance to try other things that I maybe in the past wouldn't have tried. So obviously we talked about the workout. This one right here is the Workout Low Clean from Casina, based in Korea. What I really loved about this one, I didn't show both shoes, is that they're not symmetrical. But this one I love because I love that Vector logo on the side there. It's just really cool and it really stands out. But just even some of this detailing, like the foam showing through, I mean, it has a very, very good retro feel. Another one that was really cool that they sent our way was this one by Packard. And what Packard is, sort of the classic look was the white leather with the gum sole. And so what Packard said was, well, why don't we flip that? So instead of just doing this in the color, this is actually a rubbery material. So the upper's rubber and the white's the rubber as well. I was concerned about it being really stiff and uncomfortable, but it's actually really cool. And as always with the workout, with that terry cloth padded lining, they're just a comfortable shoe.
Can I feel the rubber?
Yeah, y'all check that one out. Another one is the Foot Patrol, which we talked about before, where the Reebok name came from, was from a African antelope, the Reebok. And so there's a black and white one that exists out there that Foot Patrol took into account and sort of tried to do with this one. It's got the horse hair on the sides. I think we looked at this one before, but this one, just the black and white, and then the laces are just really cool. It had several options, but I love that. But just even the tongue tag and the tongue lining or leather, all kinds of details, great shoe. I mean, it's we're talking about two shoes right here, a black one and a white one, and even a brown one that it doesn't take a lot to make it really crazy.
And then, those on the back, it says Packer on the back in the Reebok font.
Yeah, it says Packer in the Reebok font. This one's got the Foot Patrol gas mask logo. So another one that I picked up recently, again on sale on deep discount, is this vegetable tan, veg tan, Horween leather workout that is amazing. I mean, the comfort and the materials, just the smell of it, of actually smelling real leather. It doesn't smell like a bunch of chemicals and stuff when you pull it out. Again, it was on sale. They're still out there on sale in a lot of Euro shops. Probably one of my favorite shoes this year, just because I feel like this is something that can be worn all the time. There's nothing crazy about it, but it just feels like it's well made. The other one that we previewed before, so I won't go into it too much, is the DMX Run. Again, 1997, so it's the 20-year anniversary of this shoe. Just, kind of goes with some other stuff we've looked at and are going to look at, where, like the Gel My, where brands were really getting into away from the classic silhouette of the running shoe and into something that is just out there. And so this one had the DMX technology with the pods, where the air would shift in between the front and back so you could really feel it. This was, went on to be in several shoes, including some of the Allen Iverson shoes, but just the look and feel of this one is so completely different. What I really liked on these was the padding inside the toe box, which you don't usually see after wearing all of them a couple times. The tongue is so different. It doesn't look like a running shoe. They're actually pretty heavy, but like them a lot. So thanks again.
Don't we have 3 different colorways of those?
I think we've got about 5 or 6 of them now, but these were the 2 that I really liked, especially because they were sort of the OG colorways. I love just, everything about them. So thank you, Reebok.
And those kind of look like the Nike Silver Bullet ones.
Yeah, so that's a good segue into Nike. I'll have to say that in the past, Nike, I didn't always have great things to say about it, but I feel like in the last year or two, probably maybe 3 or 4 years, Nike has really stepped it up, whether it be with the Jordans being remastered, or just some of their going back to looking at design, shape, materials, and all that, and just to be true to it and stop cranking out so much junk and concentrating on sort of what got them here. That said, I have a few here that I'll run through really quickly that are, maybe a little bit off the beaten path, and I've talked about them, so I won't go into them too much. But Supreme did the Air Force 2 lows, or mids, whatever you want to call them. I don't know, I've talked about before this shoe, I love the Air Force 2, so getting these 2, especially my favorite color. What is it?
Orange.
And then the teal, great shoe after wearing them. They're a little bit stiff. I think with a little bit more wear, they might improve, but the fact that they were Supreme, I didn't let that get in the way. I went for them, so that's what it is. The other one is the Air Humera that they just did recently. The model is sort of, I remember the trend when everything was trying to getting into trail running, and everybody from New Balance to Nike to everybody, everything was a trail runner, everything was all conditions gear and all that. So this was that shoe. I remember having similar pairs. I don't even know if it was this brand, because back then I wasn't quite paying the same amount of attention, but this one in particular, I don't know, that green with the black, I couldn't pass up. What do you think, girls?
I like them. They've also got silver on the toe box and the back.
Yeah. Georgia, what do you think? Do you like this one?
Yeah, and I also like how it's kind of like there's triangles hanging down from it. And I also like that there's little green squares on the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very look, you got rocks falling off of it. All-terrain, so I'll throw those out there. I know they're probably not going to make a lot of lists, but for me this year, these 3, Supreme or not Supreme, I don't really care because I liked them. I thought they did a good job with the color choices. So, Vinny, you mentioned the Silver Bullet. It was a big year for the Air Max 97, again, 20-year anniversary, same as the DMX run, and obviously the silver bullet, right? We talked about that one. You mentioned a lot, so obviously it's made an impression on you. You kind of looked at it as something. This is my first time ever having this shoe. I love the look of it. I love, the nostalgia before it. I know that it was released before and nobody wanted it. This year they released it and everybody wanted it. It was more limited. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. Sometimes it's not the right time for things. But what do y'all think of this one? You like it?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
The Air Max part.
The Nike, where the Nike symbol is, it's kind of iridescent-ish.
Yeah. Well, this one right here definitely was, a big deal. So Nike continued to pump out pairs at a pretty crazy rate, but they actually did some that were really cool that were non-existent colorways that were new and were always usually sort of a pack. And one of them was this one right here that has, I don't know, more pinkish tones, I guess, right?
Like skin color
Skin tones.
Like tight colors.
And I don't know what it was about this one, but at first I kind of passed, partly because there were other pairs coming out. There were so many at the time, it was overwhelming to do. But the more and more I saw this one with people posting pictures and saw it out there, I realized how different it was and how, I don't know, just something about it. And again, this one probably more than any of the others would probably be my favorite of the year as far as the Air Max 97s go. But, that was another good one. This one is originally was a Japan only release that they just did re-release. The black and gray with the Volt sort of neon bubble inside. What do y'all think of that one?
Those kind of look like the other Nike ones you just pulled out. The trail ones.
Yeah, you think those go together?
They're about the same colors.
Yeah, they look like they could.
The top one, the trail ones, it has a little more green.
Yeah.
But on the bottom ones, there's a little more black and silver.
All right. Well, this one definitely was a good one to get. And then this one we did a box opening for, the Skepta. What did y'all think about this one?
It was kind of beetle-ish.
Beetle-ish?
Like a shiny beetle.
And
Yeah.
it's kind of got those alligator scales.
Yeah, well, this was another one that I really wasn't completely sold on at first, but then when I had an opportunity to grab it, I did, and I'm glad that I did because I've worn these a couple times now, and probably out of most of these shoes that I've worn, I've gotten the most comments and compliments from people who aren't even sneaker people that just see them out there. So the Air Max 97, again, had a big year. I think I had 2 or 3 other pairs that I didn't pull out. It's a cool shoe. I'm glad I have it now. I have to say it's not the most comfortable shoe, but sometimes that's what you do. To have it look good, they can't always feel good too and be comfortable.
And do you not like the Nike Flyknit or whatever they call it?
The
like,
Flyknit?
Yeah, where it's like the knit, like the.
I do. We tried this year. I got a pair of the Flyknit trainers that were re-released, and I just didn't like them. I didn't think they were comfortable at all. The Flyknit's cool, but the sole, the midsole and the outsole is just, there's absolutely no padding. I might as well just be walking around barefooted. So I tried.
Like
well, I think the knit material
fabric.
works on other shoes sometimes, yes, but
it's not like those, like where it keeps its shape. It
Yes.
kind of like.
yeah, it's like the Ultra Knit from Adidas. They both, developed around the same time. So another shoe that celebrated an anniversary this year was the Air Max 1. It's the 30th anniversary. So, to me, this one would be up there with the Air Jordan 1 as far as shoes that I can remember as a kid when they first released. The Air Max 1 we've talked about before was a big deal just because it was the first one that actually showed the air bubble. Before the air was in there, but you kind of just had to feel it and understand. But they finally had the idea to come up with to actually show the bubble. So this one right here, I distinctly remember the commercials, the marketing campaigns in Sports Illustrated or other magazines. This one's released a lot of times, but like I said earlier, I feel like Nike really put some attention into it. It was the anniversary, but they just shape and other things, they finally seem to have gone back. I mean, there's details that people will complain about as far as little things here or there, but really for the most part, this one and this one were very true to, at least close to the original as they've done in a long time. They originally released in March, very limited. Resale was crazy. Then they came back just a few months ago in bigger numbers at more stores, and guess what? They didn't sell out, and not everybody wanted them. So limited, people want them, everyone can have them. They don't sell out, and there's no resale. So that's just kind of the way it goes, for better or for worse. That's what it is. Either way, I'm glad to have gotten my pairs. The blue, actually, before I had gotten the anniversary pack, so I've got another pair of those sitting up there. This one was just the regular release I ended up wearing. Red, we're covered on those too. So what do y'all think of these?
I like them.
I like them.
You could.
I see a lot of people wearing those, like the blue and the red. Those
Yeah.
are the main
You
colors.
could've-
I mean, these are the two main colors. I have the other ones too, with the
You could
maroon
wear.
and the ones we looked at yesterday, the navy and blue and red. I mean, but I for some reason that one I don't have the same connection as I do to these two. Especially the red and white was, to me, this was it. I mean, this was the one, and the blue also. So yeah, I mean these. What were you gonna say, Georgia?
You could wear those on the 4th of July.
One of each shoe? No, we're never gonna do that. But
It has
yes.
white.
You see those shoes a lot. Like people wear them a lot.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to get to other brands now. I kind of just grouped them together because those were the main brands that we picked up and stuff that we liked. One of the ones we liked a lot was the Puma suede made with Jeff Staple with the pigeon. So you've got the pigeon embossed back there. I think we looked at this with the pink and the gray, and then this, the way it looks like it's sort of just dipped in paint like that. Y'all like that one?
Those are cool.
Really, really nice. I mean, soft suede. It's just such a classic model. And it's, you know, using the simple gray with just the pink in the back. It's sort of business in the front, party in the back. Sort of like a shoe mullet. But there you go. There's that one. Another one, actually funny that they're similar colorways. As far as Vans go, came out early on. The undercover Vans with the printed little flowers on there. They roses.
I think so.
Yeah, they're
They're
roses.
like pink roses or pink
Anyway.
or red.
Got the suede on the toe box and back here. Just, I don't know. I really like those a lot. And even the translucent on the bottom where it
They have
shows
the
through.
roses.
This is another one sort of like the gel mize we're looking at, where when you wear them, this gray looks different in different places. Especially this can start to look kind of purplish in certain lights. I don't know. It's a very, very comfortable wearable shoe. Even with the flowers on there, it's not over the top and just easy to wear. So the last one I would throw out there is the Bodega, the Grid 8000. Another one that
Sorry.
Saucony. Another one that when I first saw it had no interest, and the more and more I saw it, got more and more interested, and then eventually a shop popped up with I think a 30% discount, and they had these, so I grabbed them. And then when I got them, I was really, really impressed with just some of the materials, the colors. I don't know, it's just different, and it's not anything like it that I've seen out there. So, and then of course for you all, it's got the black cat on there. I think we looked at that.
You don't see that net on a lot of shoes.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually looks like on some of the Jordans, like on the Jordan 4
Oh,
has
yeah.
that on there.
At first, I thought that cat was a chihuahua.
I thought it was like a wolf.
So
I
here
thought
we
it was
go.
a chihuahua.
Lots of shoes.
I mean, that's not your whole closet.
No, it's not, but all of this is from 2017. And, you know, lots and lots of pairs. Lots of shoes that, like I said, people might say sneakers have gotten boring or nobody's got any originality. So, you know, here's our collection of favorites from this year. What, Vivi, if you had to pick one out of all these, what would it be?
Well, I like those Asics that you just moved
These?
over, and I like these the teal Air Force,
Those two? You picked
yeah.
those two?
and I also like the Nike Blue Air Max.
These?
The-
Air Max 1? Okay, let's give you three. Those are your three picks. Georgia, what do you think? You can pick the same ones if you like, but
I like these ones.
these?
Mhm.
DMX Run 10?
Yeah.
Let's pick three, huh?
I like the Air Max.
Air Max 1?
Mhm.
Okay, one more.
The blue Asics.
Joe Mize?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go.
I
Probably
also-
neither of these are on everybody's end of year list, but you know that's what makes things a little bit interesting, isn't it? What were
I
you gonna
also
say,
like
Liz?
those the gold Asics right next the
Reebok?
yes,
That's
but
Reebok.
I also really like the silver bullet model. I like all of the colorways.
Yeah,
There's probably like 15 colorways, but I like all of them.
cool. Well, these are my choices. You all also gave your choices, of course, only from what I brought out here. But it's interesting. It's a good mix of things. It's fun. It's exciting. We're definitely looking forward to 2018. You don't think we'll keep doing videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like all of these, but I just picked.
Yeah, I know.
My most
I know what you
favorites.
mean. I mean, it's like me. I had to narrow them down. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I know we babbled on probably a lot, and
Yep.
there's a lot of patience, but we appreciate it. Here's the video. This is what it is. Interested to find out what your favorites are. You know, let me know down below somewhere if you want, or comment on Instagram. Let me know what your favorites were. I'm enjoying seeing everybody sort of best of 9, and finding out what other people's found as their favorites this year, and especially if the list didn't include Yeezys or Off-Whites or something like that. You know, people who, if that's your favorite, then great, but is it because they're trendy, or is it because they're actually, the design story is interesting to you? So with that, I'll end it. Thank you again. Please, if you haven't already, comment or subscribe. Or Georgia,
Comment down below if you like this video.
bye.
Bye.
Happy 2017.